This is Drop Tent Media Network.
High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna go for like a quadruple double. I'm playing the game.
I was like, yo.
Rand be talking. I mean, that's Rand's.
No, he's hilarious. But
He's
I'm
good
just
for
like,
this.
but like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, it was on Facebook.
He did that thing and then
The highlight joint.
It was like, right? I'm like, yeah, buddy.
He's like, yeah, Brian. He's like, I play with Brian. I get 12. And I can hear him. He's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I don't know how you play. But I don't know. I was like, yo.
Ready when you are, Neil. God,
He's funny though.
Fucking Rand.
Brian Hayward turn around jumper. He's like, when have I ever been killed? It was like, Brian got a whole highlight tape. He's like,
highlight tape on you.
He's like, oh.
I got him in my phone that's never ran.
Yo.
And welcome to another edition of High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. I'm Brian Isley. That's Raymond Byrd. We got Neil in the building, and we got a special guest, Nick Lawson.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Apparently a super jack.
You already notified.
Straight up gunner.
Hey,
we're going to get right into it. Ray wanted to talk about the trade deadline aftermath, so that's quarter number one. Ray, take it away.
I guess what the question was like, how do you feel? Where do you feel the league stands after all the trades? I mean, and it wasn't no big trades, no big names really switch teams or nothing like that. But start with you, Nick. Like, how do you feel about where does everything stand after all the chips? And you got a few pieces. I just heard this morning that Dinwiddie is going to be signing with the Lakers.
Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna go with the winners. So I think the Knicks got a lot better. I think not only just with this trade, but also adding in OG, because I'm just gonna, run it through. I like that their guard lineup. I think they're gritty. I think they're tough. I think they have a nice rotation. I'm still hesitant on the Julius Randle. I am still very hesitant, but the East is such a question mark that they actually really might be able to get to the finals. Because the East, hey man, look.
Whoa,
man.
You said question mark.
Every
Boston
team
is questionably the most talented team in the league.
No. They are the most talented. But it's always funny that they were the most talented team when they got to the finals when they played the Warriors.
They were.
Like, honestly, you look top to bottom, I'm looking like, how? Like, I was the only person, I was arguing with all the dudes at the LA event. So like,
yo, I said they were just immature. They were the better team.
But no. I told them, I was like, yo, they're the better team, but a lot of things bother me with the Celtics. One of the issues is, as talented as they are, they don't get a lot of easy shots. Tatum don't take a lot of easy shots. Tatum, sad enough, even though I hear a lot of Kobe comps, he almost plays like Harden, where it's like a lot of tough step back threes. He don't get a lot of easy stuff for someone as big and strong as good as he is. That's one issue. Second issue, Jaylen Brown, his handle, I'm not sold on that tandem. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch them play, I think night in, night out, they're always gonna be good. Like they're just a talented roster, top to bottom.
But won't they be able to fight? I mean, defensively. The game is won defensively.
Well, defensively,
they're
always going to be great, and that's never been an issue. But you also have to get efficient scoring night in, night out, and you have to get efficient scoring in the playoffs when they start keying in. So, when they played Miami, they were making Jaylen Brown go to his left. They were making him do counter moves, finishing and coming back left. And what was happening was he turned the ball over a lot. You know what I'm saying? They were forcing Jason Tatum to take tough twos, tough threes, and sometimes they weren't even forcing it. He was doing it. So when I watch that, it always gives me pause. The other issue with Boston is after Porzingis there's no size. Like, they don't have a lot of size.
Oh, they still got Horford?
Man, I'm not a big. No. He has spurts.
They show his stats defensively against the other bigs in the Eastern, Embiid and Giannis, and the numbers back up him being a guy who can handle that defensive
I
assignment.
understand that, but also Horford is what? How old is he now?
I mean, he ain't been playing a lot of them.
I'm with you. I'm with
one
you.
thing.
But if we're saying, yo, Boston, their second big man is Al Horford, and we're basing that on being concrete that they're gonna make it to the finals, that gives me pause. That's what I'm saying.
Al Horford is listed at 6'8".
There's no bigs.
Is that what I see?
There's two bigs in the league. There's Embiid and there's Joker. Embiid is out, so you have Joker. That's the finals matchup. Right. Eastern Conference, the path, there's no bigs, right?
No.
There's no bigs to deal with.
And I agree with you, but they also didn't get to the finals last year, and they faced a team that didn't have a big. Go ahead.
So no. So I'm gonna ask you. So you're saying that since the East is such a toss up, that's why you have the Knicks possibly get to the finals. Not so much the Knicks being a great team, but it's a question mark in the East that puts them over there.
I think the Knicks are good. I think the Knicks are very good. I think Jalen Brunson is very good. I think OG fits the system that they run. He's a big wing that can play defense, that can make certain passes that, I'm not saying he's, the greatest passer ever, but he, you double him, he can make a right pass, he can play defense, he's really long, he's really strong, he's very switchable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So stuff like that matters in the grand scheme of, all right, when we start playing the playoffs and we start bumping cutters and we start switching guys and we send ball screens and you got him running around, flying around, he's in the guarding somebody in the corner, he goes and gets the guy that, is spacing out to go. He can do that. So, and he's not a guy that you got to run offense through. Right. That's another thing. So that in itself is a great pickup. Dante DiVincenzo is playing great.
Playing out of his mind.
He's playing great. And then, the only thing that makes me question them is Julius Randle. Like, if the Knicks, let's just say, and I'm gonna bounce around a little bit, like, when I was thinking maybe the Lakers do blow it up, like, and I had that in the back of my mind, I was like, if they could switch out Randle for AD, that's a finals team. Like, not only is it a finals team, that's a winning team. It's a big piece, I know.
Right.
But that was their front court always gives me pause because Mitchell Robinson's always hurt. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You got Hartenstein where I'm like, okay, back up. You playing them 15 minutes. I'm not mad.
All right, so
go ahead.
That's your final four. So I'm assuming
my final four in the East or just in the
final
NBA?
Four. Your two conference finals teams, East West.
So I would say, Knicks and Boston.
West Coast.
Denver.
It's crazy that you started with Denver. Go ahead.
Really? You think Denver?
Clippers and whatever else.
See, we'll get to them, but I would probably say the Clippers. I would say the Clippers.
You're four post trade.
First of all, you putting too much stock in the Clippers. We ain't got too much history, too much bad stuff happens.
The Clippers are the best team in the league.
But okay, that's fine. I said last week or the week before that the Knicks could possibly get to the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm gonna stick with that. Mm-hmm. Is Knicks, Boston. Here's my thing about Boston.
Right.
They do take bad shots.
Yeah.
And I think you left out the part that they do turn the ball. They turn the ball over a lot.
It's a lot of one-on-one,
Defensively, they could be fantastic. And I think Porzingis is going to be that piece that gets them over, as I've said many times on this show. The lack of the isolation problem in offense where there's not a lot of movement is a coaching issue, correct? That needs to be changed. And I'll get back to your picks.
I don't know if I want to blame coaching because they've had multiple coaches and it's all been a problem. I think this is a Tatum and Jaylen Brown bad combo. Thing. Yes.
Okay, that's
now,
fine.
I think that they're afraid to blow it up because they've had, the issue is they've had a lot of success without winning a ring. And it's tough because it's just like the Bucks. They fired their coach. They were winning. But, like, at a certain point, you're like, yo, winning's not enough. We have to win a ring. And that's the issue that I think Boston is struggling with. So, like, that's why you'll see they make a bunch of trades. Like, not a bunch of trades, but they keep strengthening their roster. Where they got Marcus Smart at one point, and then they got Drew Holiday at another point, and now they're like, okay, Derek White's playing real well. Now we get Porzingis. You know what I'm saying? I think, in my opinion, when I watch them, because I get a chance to watch a lot of basketball in my job, I think they don't complement each other well enough, and I think eventually, soon, they're going to have to make a choice.
See, the tough part with that is when you have Jaylen Brown, who is a high-level basketball player.
Yes, very high, very high. I mean, he was all NBA.
He can give you a quarter, 25 a night, and he's going to play great defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to sub him out, to trade him,
Mm-hmm.
they probably need a true one who can orchestrate the offense, right?
Yes.
Where's that guy? That guy is... It's a Halliburton. Maybe it's not even a Fox, because Fox, those kind of point guards don't really exist in the league. And it's not really a situation where most teams aren't, all right, cool, give me Jaylen Brown and I'll give you this.
Mm-hmm.
It usually don't work like. You usually get a lower level one.
So what do you think about
You stuck.
Atlanta if they blow it up? What do you think
With
about
Trey?
Jaylen Brown and the Trey? Because I think with Trey, he's a defensive liability, but
you got
if
so much.
you got the nucleus around him. Like when I was saying,
That's
at first, I thought Atlanta's going to blow it up. I was like, yo, put him on the Spurs because Wemby could clear all that up. You could put him on the Lakers. AD and Bron can clear all that up. Now, you got to put him in a nucleus where he's not going to get picked on as much. But I think instead of trying to find I feel like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, not necessarily they play similar, but they kind of do. Whereas they're wings that try to score, that
It's
take
your turn, my turn. That's how they have to play.
Whereas I think if you find somebody, a great player that doesn't necessarily play like that, it strengthens the team in a different way. So I think if you could,
I never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense.
now if they blow the team up, you know what I'm saying, that's something that I would look for. Just watching how they play.
And I talked to B about it with the new collective bargaining agreement, right?
Yeah, they're not going to
the trades, it's no longer you trade a $40 million guy and you put 20, 10, and 10.
Right.
It's got to be 40 for 40. And those trades are almost impossible to make because you don't trade max player for max player. You trade max player for average players in draft compensation. Right. But Trey and Jaylen Brown probably make around the same money. That makes sense.
And even if you want to throw in draft picks, Boston got them. Boston and OKC got more draft picks than they got roster spots.
Atlanta got to get the picks up. Jaylen Brown's a better player.
I understand that, but with money involved, depending on if they blow it up and when they blow it up. I'm just saying when they do. You know what I mean? Sense. I could see like that's something that, you know what I'm saying, I think isn't like the most ridiculous of trades. I've seen some ridiculous ones. I've made some ridiculous ones. I'm a step guy. I've been trying to get Embiid on there for a minute. I thought they was going to blow it up. You know what I mean? I didn't know what's going on. But I think Trey would be a viable option that isn't ridiculous.
Your 4.
My 4, Knicks, Boston, and in the West, it was a rematch, Lakers Nuggets.
Yo,
I'm not mad at that.
Watched the Lakers game yesterday, right?
I did so, yo.
And I see a path for them.
Mm-hmm.
I see how they could get to the playoffs and be when everybody gets back healthy, they bring in Dinwiddie, they're going to be very tough to deal with. It's Clippers, Denver.
Okay, that's fine.
Or
not a bad.
I've been also hearing Clippers, Phoenix, because Phoenix is coming around.
See, Phoenix was scaring me because I thought they was going to get Bridges. I thought not from the Nets. I'm talking about from
right. He nixed it.
My man. So that was going to scare me. They got him.
They got something though, didn't they? They made a trade for something.
They
decent.
got don't lie. Don't give me the line.
They grabbed something decent too. I forget what it was.
Well, they gave up a couple guys and they picked somebody up.
The Chinese guy that can really shoot.
He's out. He's out.
Royce O'Neal. Royce can shoot and defend.
Well, the thing is, like, a lot of people don't put stock in those guys, but you don't need a bunch of guys that can get a bucket. You need guys that can do. You need all the buckets. That's what I'm saying. You need guys that can get a stop. That guys that can not get played off the floor, and you need guys that can do the other things.
I just don't trust them to stay healthy.
I'm not mad at that.
And I don't trust the Clippers to stay healthy either.
See, my
Clippers, Phoenix, conference finals.
I'm not mad at the Clippers. The issue with the Clippers is 1, health, Two,
They're
I have to see it.
to the
Health.
I do like it though.
Is it health? If you go across the league, like
Well-
I know we attach health to certain guys, right?
Yeah.
But isn't health the issue for every team in the league? Because you can go to every team in the league and say, all right, at this point, Embiid has to be considered injury prone.
Yes.
You go to Bill, Book, all these guys over the last couple years have all the top level players.
hold on though.
Giannis,
Yeah.
injury prone. He's missed playoff games,
Yes.
playoff series.
Yeah, injuries can happen anywhere
So you have
in
to
the
assume
league,
health.
but it's not just the injuries that we talking about. It's the timing of the injury.
I mean,
It's the timing of the injury. They get hurt because we talked about this the other day. Yo, last series against Phoenix with the Clippers, Kawhi looked like the best player on the floor.
He was the best player.
Then he got hurt.
Yeah. Mid-season. Yeah. they
Bad,
changed the whole thing
terrible
up.
timing. If you get hurt game 30 of the season, you could get back by the time the playoffs starts. You got hurt in the playoffs when you were playing your best. Kills your team.
So you got Denver, Lakers rematch.
Denver, because here's the thing: the Lakers going to be a play-in team, but the Lakers going to win the play-in. Then they going to get revved up for the first round. They going to knock out whoever's the top seed in the first round. Same thing, same formula as last year.
Yeah.
They're like you say all the time. They're built for the postseason.
Yeah.
Just gotta get to the postseason. That's my worry. Get to the goddamn postseason.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the Lakers take. I look at the Lakers as a team that's definitely built for the
They
playoffs.
looked good yesterday.
And the issue with the top seeds is I see a lot of wild cards, and
upset-worthy teams.
Yes,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
OKC is very
But-
good, but they don't rebound well and they're
but-
not physical.
Final
But-
point.
Oh, good.
The Clippers is number 1 seed right now.
Right.
You don't want them.
I don't know.
You
Man.
don't
I don't
want
know,
them.
man, because I think AD eats. They don't have a lot of size. I can see, and when you're talking about when the game slows down, that's when Brian honestly at his best.
Facts.
That's when Bron's at his best.
Super facts.
I mean, when you got a game every 2 days and Bron can rest, I like that, Bron.
We gotta
I
get
do
into second quarter. Kobe got his statue unveiled. To mixed reactions.
Was that Kobe?
Somebody said somebody said it was Mike, but
It looked like the dude at the Chinese spot. I don't know, yo.
but Vanessa did. I think Vanessa knew they was going to get a bad reception because of what she said at the ceremony, saying that Kobe picked it. So if y'all don't like
can't
it,
say
tough shit.
nothing.
You can't say nothing.
I mean, I
And it's from the 81-point game. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. Plus, he's getting 2 more.
Yeah.
He's getting 2 more statues. I don't know what the other statue, the second one's gonna be, but I know the third one is with him and Gigi.
Can't be mad at that.
Can't be mad at that at all. What did you think of the? If you watched the unveiling, what did you think the actual statue was going to be, and was you surprised at the outcome? And then we'll get into some other stuff regarding the unveiling and comments from Shaq and Powell and everybody else.
With Kobe, you got a lot of moments to choose from, right? A lot of moments to choose from, but you, like, because of his passing, you had to have something attached to his daughter, right? You know what I mean? Something has to be attached to his daughter. The moment could have been, I mean, like, if Kobe said, yo, this is the one I want, what can you really say?
You can't say anything.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
but what did you expect? I posted a meme of a bunch of options. None of them was the 81-point game. It was the one of his patented reverse dunks. The one with the jersey tug when he had like 65
What
against
about the one
Portland.
with the trophy? When he had it, when the first, what did the 3-peat?
When he
with the varsity
repeated and he
joint?
had the jacket on.
I like that.
That one would have been dope. The fist, but people said that was
That's
Mike.
Mike's. That's Mike's.
Mine would have been when he hit the game winner over the Suns in the playoffs.
First
that
round.
was mine.
But that was
Yeah,
the
that's
Mike
the
fist,
fist,
though.
that's
That
the
was the
fist.
Mike
No,
fist,
I'm talking
though.
about the pull-up,
The jumper.
the jumper.
Oh, the actual
The
jumper.
actual jumper,
That was
not the
tough.
finish.
That was tough.
The jumper. That even growing up, that's one of the ones where I see it. But like I don't really think.
He said when he was growing up, we was 26 when that
Yo,
shit
man,
happened.
look, man, I'm 29 now. What you want from me, man? But
Golly.
I mean, I'm not even mad at. I just think the sculpture itself could have been better. But I'm never mad at You know what I mean? He's the greatest Laker ever.
Wow.
Greatest Laker ever.
The greatest Laker ever is
Hey, man.
Magic Johnson.
Hey, man, I'm 30. What you want from me?
Magic is the
That
greatest.
has nothing
look
to
here,
do
man.
with it.
Look here, man. I'm 29.
Magic
I'm
is
29,
the
man. What you
greatest
want me to do?
Laker ever.
Hey, look, man.
Let's
Hey, look,
relax on it. Yo, I love.
No.
Everybody loves Kobe.
No. Shout out to Magic.
Magic.
I'm just letting you know. I'm 29. I ain't watching.
What Magic got 5?
Got 5.
Kobe got 5.
Look. Magic amazing. I saw
All
Kobe.
right. Okay.
I saw it.
Yeah, I saw Kobe. Kobe was my guy. I was bringing
Still my
newspaper clippers
Yeah.
of Kobe when he was at Lower Merion High School. I was bringing it to my school. I was showing people like this gonna be the guy. Kobe's my
dad,
guy.
Yeah, my dad seen him play in high school. He
But
was like, he looked
before
like he belonged.
Kobe, Magic was my guy. Magic and Bernard King are the reason why I fell in love with basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, when it comes to greatest Laker, and we'll go get back to the statue and after, but when it comes to greatest Laker, all right, they both got 5. So now you got to break it down with the individual career accolades. Magic got 3 MVPs. Kobe only has 1. Magic got 3 Finals MVPs. Kobe has 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what were you talking about? The boy who was making the Facebook post, and he was saying, pulling up the highlights of the old players. And was like, yo, this guy was. I'm gonna have to go with Kobe after watching that. Yo, like them dudes back in the day. No disrespect.
Yeah, like
No disrespect. It was
And-
trash compared to today's basketball.
Oh,
man.
man.
I'm not gonna say trash, but
they weren't
I give
trash.
more
Yo,
stock to the dudes.
I'm watching the
now.
highlight. It's straight line. It's straight line dribble. It is
Well, if you
like,
think-
yo, that joint was super. I'm whole. I'm in GOAT conversations if I'm playing in that era.
Yeah,
bro.
stop it.
It's
Stop it. I'm
but
in GOAT
it is very different. It's funny because you could watch a game from when Magic played. Because like I got the NBA app, so I'll be watching like random games just because I like talking shit on like other guys. I'll be messing with them like, yo, look at y'all play. But I do like to watch it just to get a perspective. Just watching from the 80s and then the early 2000s and now, the game, it is so much different. Like
It's better.
yeah, but it's not just better, but it's just so much different. Like back in the day, you wasn't getting a point guard shooting more than 8 to 10 shots. If he shot more than 8 to 10 shots, they was gonna stone him after the game.
Right.
Now, if you don't take 15 to 20,
Right.
get out of here. What you want? What you doing?
Because
You know what I'm saying?
the skill set is different.
the
Because they're better.
Right. Yeah, oh no,
You know
I'm
what I'm
with
saying?
you. Oh no, you ain't never gonna hear me. You know, what I mean, disagree with that.
My thing with he's being disrespectful. Yes, they are better. They are better, and I'm an advocate for that. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
And it also
That's the
rolls
game,
into
though.
it evolves. It's
Yeah,
supposed to
it's
evolve.
supposed to.
Supposed to get better, and I'm not going to say that they were trash. They were great
For their era.
for what they did because you can't get.
It's like,
Listen,
Atari
hold on.
looks great. Once upon a
What
time.
was it Chrysler and the Phantom?
Right. You put turn the Atari on right now. It's trash.
No, you don't. And there's no PS5 without Atari.
Facts. I agree with
You
that.
can't have one without. You can't have today without yesterday. Like these players are only better because they saw that and they added to that. You can't add to something that's not there.
That's
listen,
true.
I agree with that.
But they still, you know.
If it's not there, you can't. If it's not there, you can't see it, and you
Evolution
can't
is
add on to
evolution.
it.
But I take one and I take the other and I say which one is better.
They're
This
better.
one is clearly.
Yeah, I think if Bob Cousy came
They're
to LA
better.
Fitness, I
He
think it'd be a
getting
long
cooked.
day. I think
He
it's gonna be a
getting
long
cooked.
day for him.
He's getting cooked.
I'm just saying, but no, I'm with you though. Like, there's not one without the other, but
Yeah, it's evolution with everything.
But also,
the
it's
only
a long day.
thing that regresses is hip hop.
yeah,
Right.
But that's a different combo. That's a money and
Every
what's pushed type of issue.
That's supposed to evolve too, but it doesn't. It
No,
regresses.
I know we have
But-
to get back to the Kobe Bryant statue, but like,
Yeah.
wait.
Go
So
ahead.
do you guys think though that the players, as it goes back, whatever era just back, do you think that they, given your info, like if you brought them into the future and then train them to play, do you think that any of the old school stuff that they have that you don't know about?
How old do you train them at?
Right. But no, I mean, you bring them out of like this.
25.
Sorry, this is
Some
a
of them
counter. This is a
translate.
counterfactual.
Some of those guys
like,
Isaiah translates. Isaiah would be
Isaiah
Isaiah
That's what-
Thomas.
Right.
He'll be an animal in today's league. Like Isaiah had it all.
All right,
You're
real
bugging. You're
quick, real quick,
It's
real
a
quick, real
couple.
quick.
Mike, Dominique.
real
It's a
quick.
couple
No,
guys you
real
take.
quick.
Put him in today's league.
I love Isaiah Thomas.
Everything them guys
can't-
doing
y'all
today,
can't
they're
talk
doing
over
it.
each
I
other.
try not to
Yeah,
talk
my
over.
bad.
It's
Look,
all good. It's all good.
I do like Isaiah Thomas. Over the last couple of years, I've heard dudes like Steph and them be called small guards. I've never heard 6'2", 6'3" guards be called small guards, right? That in itself tells me that the game is so much bigger. So not that he wouldn't be good. My issue is the smaller the guards, it's like it's harder to translate. Like if you're talking about you're bringing someone from the past, are you training them up like from a pup and then here? Or are you like, yo, we gonna take one summer and you know what I mean, we
How
back
tall
in
is
the league.
Isaiah?
6'1".
6'1", 6'3". You're talking
I
about
don't
no
think he's 6'1".
difference.
I don't think he's 6'1".
You're not
He's
talking about
lit.
no
He's-
difference.
I mean, they got Chris Paul at 6 foot and he's not 6 foot.
And these guards, the Stephs, they don't play big.
No. I'm just saying in general, they have
Point for me, Neil. Thanks.
They don't play big. I don't think the size for Isaiah, you talking about at that position,
Right.
it's speed and quickness. Can you really move? Isaiah can really move. He would translate, and he can handle the ball back then very well. Isaiah would have been a monster. He'd have translated very
And
well.
yeah, Isaiah was ahead of his time as far as handling the ball was concerned. Shooting the ball too. I know the percentage doesn't reflect that, but Isaiah like extended range. He took contested jump shots. He took baseline fades off the dribble. Stuff that Isaiah was doing, it wasn't seen before Isaiah came into the league. So in that regard, he revolutionized the game as a scoring point guard. He was an aggressive scoring point guard.
Yeah, like again, if you raising them from a pup, cool. I don't think you taking dudes from the 80s and mid 90s and bring them in there and be like, yo, we got a summer.
I ain't speaking.
That's what I'm talking.
speaking in regard-
That was the point that I was asking.
I'm speaking in regards to. I'm looking at this
game.
guy saying that does his skill set translate into
Oh, yeah.
Isaiah's translate, Neek's Mike's translate. They would work.
Yeah.
That would work.
Oh,
Now some of
yeah.
the koozies and those, I don't see how that will work into it. They
Well,
wouldn't have been
yeah.
stars in this league.
I think it's different for like the Bob Cousy and them because basketball was still relatively new. Like you had to have a second job back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they said dudes are car insurance salesmen and all that as a joke, they did have second jobs. It wasn't like the league now where you was paying for everything. You'll hear some of them old dudes now. They're like, man, in my day I had to take regular flights with regular people and we had to get there. Y'all got everything. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah,
all right.
shit, they was going to
So this
war.
is that
Right.
officially? Is that official or is that
That's
just
hard.
I'll check if it's official.
It almost don't look like it though.
that looks
Um,
right?
That's the only issue. I love all the statues.
That one.
Yeah, I
looks
mean,
really
this
good.
seems to be
like
the
that.
announcement. Oh, great. This seems to be the announcement statue. And then they're going to unveil, I believe. Yeah. I mean, that's the
Okay.
only one that's popping up there.
All right, that's that. Yeah,
That is bad.
That one doesn't look like Kobe.
His
at
smile
all.
looks scary.
It's something's going on. I mean, that's tough. I'm going to show
I
it.
mean, I'm guessing it's pretty difficult to make a damn statue. So
Yeah,
it
look, I ain't
is.
doing it, so I feel that's gonna be my only issue. I enjoy seeing, you know, what I mean, I enjoy the statues, and he deserves them. You know what I'm saying? He's,
yeah, he got
I mean,
two.
if he's not the best, he's top 3 Lakers ever.
Listen, he's the best player to ever put on the Lakers uniform,
with that.
but he's not the greatest player. There is two. We got, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I separate the two because Magic just has a greater resume in a way less time. Magic with the 9 finals in 12 years, got 5 chips.
Yeah, it was also he got drafted on a team that, you know, had like 3 or 4 Hall of Famers. You know, it's a little different. It's
Okay,
different.
every
There's a lot less teams.
somebody says that, I go back to the fact that the reason why the Lakers didn't make the playoffs the year
Yeah.
before Magic got there. They went from not making the playoffs to winning the championship.
Who they bring in when Magic got drafted?
Kareem was already there.
But I'm saying, you said they didn't make it the year before. So then they brought in those guys, and once they played, and then you're also talking about a league where there was, 14 teams, maybe? It's a lot
Very
more
condensed.
condensed. It's a lot more condensed. I mean, that's why, like, when you talk about, like, Boston and they all the chips, it's like, yeah, there's like 8 teams in the league. Like, I mean, you were great for your time. And I'm not taking away from that.
And if you were the best, was no movement. You stayed the best.
Well, I mean, Larry Bird even had this story where they was like, "Yo, this team's gonna draft me. I'm going back to college." Like, you could do that then. Imagine you try to do that now. Barkley was like, "Yo, I'm about to gain 55 pounds because I don't like the team that's about to draft me." Like, there's like stuff like that. Like, you gotta add context to stuff like that. Not saying that Magic not great. That's not my point. I'm just bringing up the era talk when he talk about he's more accomplished, and I'm like, yeah, but Kobe also had to. Kobe.
He is, and we both added context to support our argument. Magic had the most loaded squad in it, not just the Western Conference, but the NBA period. Yeah. So yeah, most definitely. But they were also a middling team before he got drafted, and they went from that to a championship in his rookie season, and he won Finals MVP in his rookie season. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got hurt; he couldn't play Game 6. They went to Philly and won in the Spectrum.
Yeah. Huh? I'm not taking no from Magic.
Listen, bro, like Magic was that guy. And I love Kobe. Kobe's my favorite player ever. Yeah. It sucks, man. I wish he was here to receive all these flowers from everybody, including the fake ass flowers that Shaq's giving now. Bitch ass. Over here capping, man. Listen, I know we gotta go in the halftime, but I gotta say something here. I'm sick and tired of Shaq. Ever since Kobe passed, he's acting like they've been best friends. I'm tired of this revisionist history that Shaq is presenting us. You ain't like him. He didn't like you. Y'all were not friends. Yeah, y'all won 3 straight. Now you saying it's my best teammate ever. But if Kobe was here, he wouldn't say that. Kobe, you know who Kobe would say his best teammate is? Powell. Powell was his best teammate. Powell was his best friend. Pau Gasol is the godfather to his children. Shaq out here bullshitting. And ain't nobody checking him on it. Ernie ain't checking him. Chuck ain't check. Chuck said flat out, Kobe wasn't my friend. He said that. We wasn't friends. Shaq over here, I got your book, Shaq. I read your book. You wanted to kill this guy. You physically wanted to beat him to death. I've seen it. Like that, you wanted to fight. You said he snitched on you. You wanted to fight. He was a rat. He was this. Kobe, how my ass tastes. I remember all that shit. And now y'all was cool. That was a marketing ploy. That was the way for you to motivate Kobe to be great. Kobe was gonna be great regardless. He ain't need you to hating on him for him to be great. So I say all that to say, shut the fuck up, Shaq. Don't nobody want to hear that stupid shit he talking. He lying. He flat out lying. You didn't like Kobe and Kobe didn't like you. Yeah. We going ahead into halftime. We'll be back after a word from our sponsor. This is halftime, and halftime is sponsored by If You Know, You Know Trivia Games. This is a trivia game created by a great friend of mine and friend to the show, Saquon Gillette. If You Know, You Know is a 90s to 2020s hip-hop and R&B trivia game. Is created by Saquon Gillette. As I said, it's Star Corner Production, Star Corner Games, and it's the game you never knew you needed. Guaranteed to have you singing, dancing, laughing, and reminiscing. You'll probably learn something too in the most fun way ever. It's for ages 13 and up. Because you know, with hip hop, we have explicit lyrics. But yeah, if you know, you know, trivia game. Get it on Amazon and wherever games are sold. That is our halftime sponsor. And we are back. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We are headed into the third quarter, and the third quarter is Doc Rivers over in Milwaukee stinking up the joint. Your guy.
All right, let's start, man. I think you said in the first quarter, right, when you were talking about the Adrian Griffin being fired, right? Mm-hmm, yeah. You said sometime when the championship is the goal, and as an organization, you're looking at the winning, and you're like, we're winning, but the goal is to bring this thing bring this thing home. That's the only. We brought Dame here, and it's one goal. We can't win 60 games, get to the conference finals and lose. That's failure. We got to win the whole thing, right?
Correct.
Milwaukee Bucks' goal is to win the whole thing, and the 2-5 record or whatever the struggles that they have right now don't mean anything to me. I think give Doc time. If he is able to get a more of a defensive effort out of these guys, and they are able to get over the hump, and I think they have enough to do exactly that. They have they really have a legit chance to get to the finals. If they do, they have a chance to win it all. And I don't think Doc has done. I don't think you can judge Doc off of these first 7 games. We can judge his whole body of work. We talked about that last episode about his entire body of work. You know, I mean, he's had some shortcomings overall, but I think that 2-5 don't mean nothing. Like right now, his job is one thing. That's figure out how to
Win.
put ourselves in position to be ready when it's time. So when the playoffs start, I think the Patrick Beverly signing was big because he's going to give them some of that dog. That's what they missing. They ain't got really no dogs on that squad right now, outside of the boy Porter. But
Porter's here.
yeah, outside of that, you know, I think Beverly's going to help. I think they got a chance, and I think 2-5 don't mean shit. I'm not saying that they're going to necessarily get it done,
Right.
but I think that Judge Doc one is over. Because they could end the year 500. If the playoffs they ready and they revving up at the right time, they could win it all.
You done?
I'm done.
Okay. The same thing you want Doc to have a chance to get it right. That's what I was asking for Adrian Griffin.
But we had
Hold on. You said give him a chance to figure out themselves defensively and to get them right for the playoffs. After this slow start, Adrian Griffin and the Bucks didn't have a slow start. They were second in the East, and he got fired. The same chance I was asking Adrian Griffin to get to fix this defense. How come they didn't trade for Pat Bev so Adrian Griffin can work with him and get the defense right? They got him out of there because they felt that it wasn't going to work. We see that it's not working right now, and you don't want to get him out of there. That's crazy to me. A feeling over actually seeing this shit ain't working right now. They don't look good. And Doc is supposed to be this overall superior coach to Adrian Griffin. But how come you ain't step in and start doing the job that he supposedly wasn't doing immediately? Since you like that, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand like the inconsistencies in this defense of Doc. If he's that great, if he's supposed to be that good to step in and help the Bucks get to the promised land, the shit starts now as far as I'm concerned, since you're that guy. Adrian Griffin ain't get that shot. Adrian Griffin ain't get that chance to fix it. Something that wasn't really all that broken. There was defensive deficiencies, that needed to be worked on. But that's because y'all traded Drew. And y'all got Dame, who's never been known for defense, and you traded away a guy who was primarily known for defense. So of course your defense is going to slip. That's the reason to fire this man, or because y'all don't really like him, or y'all don't believe in his direction. Y'all were 30-13 at second in the East. What do y'all believe in now after going 1-6 or 2-5? What y'all believe in now? Y'all still believe in Doc? Because if you still believe in Doc after this slow start, then where was the belief for Adrian Griffin at 30-13?
Let me chime in before you go,
No,
man.
no. Okay.
You got to throw the context behind the 2-5. The 2-5, Dame has missed multiple games. They've had games where Giannis was out. Like, this 2-5 don't really mean nothing. And I think Doc's job right now ain't got nothing to do with record. Ain't got nothing to do with their seeding. It has everything to do with them getting that team ready to be ready for the playoffs, right? That's all it is. Be ready for the playoffs. And the thing, everything about you said about Adrian is 100% correct. But the one thing is the players gave up. Anytime that the guy gets fired, the very next game, these guys is dancing. That means that we're celebrating. We didn't believe in you. And if that's right or wrong, once it's not an organization thing. It's a player thing. Giannis, Dame, and these guys no longer felt like that coach was the guy that was going to help them deliver another championship. Once the players believe that, it is time to move on. And they're in a situation like we spoke about before where the goal was championship only. So they probably believe that why are we going to wait till the offseason to make a move that we feel like we need to make right now? We're going to make it right now because we got one goal right now. We don't have, the goal isn't to put this team together to, we got 1 year, then next year we'll win it. We want to win it right now.
So let's explain. Let's why Giannis leaving the bench before the game over, ignoring Doc. Why is Pat Bev using the clipboard? Doc got to snatch the clipboard out of Pat Bev's hand to get shit back in order. Now, apparently, these dudes think they running the asylum. Like it needs to be order first in the Bucks organization before they could get to the promised land. It seems like ain't nobody a leader over there. Who's leading? Who's riding the ship? Is it Doc? Is it Giannis? Is it Dame? Is it nut ass Pat Bev? Who is it?
My point is, they didn't think it was Adrian. They bought Doc in because they didn't feel like it was Adrian. I agree, because why are we going to wait to do something at the end of the season when we could do it right now? Maybe Doc ain't the guy. Maybe Doc don't get it done. But they felt like they were 100% sure Adrian wasn't the guy. Nick.
And I'm 100% sure Doc ain't the guy. And he never was.
So it's Black History Month, so I'm not going to say all the thoughts I have on Doc Rivers in honor of that. But I think we conflated a few different points. All right, so the first point I was hearing was, why is Adrian Griffin getting a shorter leash? We going to keep it a buck. New coaches don't get long leashes. You earn a long leash, right? So it wasn't the record, I think, that was the issue. The issue was they were losing against good teams. See, the issue in the NBA right now is there's a lot of bad teams. There's a few select really good teams. So that's why you'll see, like, for Cleveland, for example, they're like 18-2. But they ain't played nobody. The only team that I was like, ooh, they really beat was the Clippers. They beat the Clippers. But the rest of them, they playing like Chicago, Detroit, Indiana. I'm like, who cares? So that's my one issue, right? Mm-hmm. I do think Adrian Griffin should have been a better chance. The problem is, you know what I'm saying, I never thought Dame being more off ball was ever going to work. For one, he's never been off ball. Two, he's never done anything that has strengthened his game with not having the ball. Like, he doesn't play defense well. I don't necessarily think that he moves well without the ball. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that works. So when I'm watching, the Bucks play, and I'm seeing Giannis, I don't particularly think that they are, as a unit, good enough defensively anymore, because that's what Budenholzer used to, he used to, amplify that. That was their bread and butter. When they won the chip, when they've been good, when they beat Miami and all that, they were great defensively. Mm-hmm. I don't see that anymore. They're food in the backcourt. Damon's food, Malik Beasley's food. You can literally look. I'm a gambling guy. Anytime they play in a guard that can score, take the over when they play in the Bucks, because they can't guard nobody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now you got an older Brook Lopez, and then you got Giannis flying around, and it just looks like they're trying to outscore you instead of stop you like they used to.
Right.
So that's a big issue for me with the Bucks. I do not think that Doc is the answer. I don't know how you keep getting jobs. That 08 Celtics win is the most overrated, joint to me. Again, I'm trying to be nice because Black History Month.
Sounds familiar, don't it?
But that boy Doc Ashley Boys don't need to be coaching nowhere. No. But yeah, I'm not sold on the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, I do agree that, if they get it right, like on paper, they are very good. On paper, they're scary because you're like, you got Dame. And you even look at the numbers, you're like, Giannis is still averaging like 28,
everything
11,
you're saying could be right. Everything you're saying could be right. All the issues, like I think beginning of the season, I said, I'm not sure Dame's offense over Holiday's, the discrepancy between how good he is on offense versus how good Holiday is on defense is a good trade, because he's so much better defensively, and Holiday can score. Yeah. He's not Dame, but he can put the ball in those. Right. I didn't know if that was the move that was going to put him over the hump. But with all that being said, you put 7-game series against New York, I'm taking the Milwaukee. 7-game series with Boston, it's a toss-up. I think that Milwaukee could win that series. I think it'll be a 7-game dogfight. I would probably go with Boston if I was forced to put money on it, but I would give Milwaukee a legit chance.
I don't think.
I think their conference finals.
You don't think Milwaukee beating the Knicks?
I don't think Milwaukee beating the Knicks.
No way in the world
Nah, I
the
think
New York Knicks would beat a team with Giannis on it. No way.
Hey, man.
They don't have a guy that can. They don't have a guy on the floor. The best player on the floor would be Giannis.
Right.
The second best player on the floor, I'm gonna say is gonna be Dame.
You think
And I know you're gonna probably go. I get where you're gonna go with it, but I'm gonna go Dame.
I just have.
And that usually wins 7-game series.
I just don't think the Bucks playing a good enough defense for me to just say that. I think when it gets down to it, I think the Knicks get a stop.
I don't think nobody plays great defense no more. I think you
Really?
like you always say, you get stops, pivotal moments.
Well,
right?
we're talking about playoff stops. So we're not talking about
Pivotal
regular
moments.
season. This is when teams can focus in and key in, and they're like, yo, he's going to go left, and when he makes a counter move, he's going to bump, he's going to do it. Like, day to day is a lot tougher because the league is so much space now. Everyone is a threat.
Yeah.
You can't hide nobody. It's a lot different than it was 10, 12 years ago. I'm saying for the playoffs, just like I said with Bron, if you know what I mean, you give him a game and then 2 days rest. Like, I think the Knicks are a team where they benefit well. For one, they don't have a heavy rotation of people. They'll play 7, 8 people. Tom Thibodeau will run his dudes. No. I'm just saying.
Playoffs, that's routine. You
That's
7,
a fact. But
8 deep.
But that 7 or 8, I trust that 7 or 8 over Milwaukee.
Over the 7 and 8, where
Yes.
6 of those guys have been to the promised land in Milwaukee.
Yes, sir.
I'm trusting Milwaukee. I seen they got 4 or 5 guys on that same roster that have climbed the mountain.
And they also have Doc.
Milwaukee conference finals. If they gonna get sent home, it's gonna be by Boston.
Listen, bro. Doc going Doc. I'm just saying, Doc
Yeah,
going
the
Doc. Watch, they might play the Knicks. They might be up 3-1.
They gonna play the
And I'm
Knicks.
gonna be like,
that's gonna be the 2-3 matchup. They gonna play the. Matter of fact, Knicks is going home in the first round. What are we talking about?
First round?
If they get Indiana, they going home in the first.
Really?
round. Yes.
Oh my God, Indiana can't stop nobody neither.
Indiana with Siakam, they're going
Yo, have
to
you
be
watched
a
them?
threat.
Have you watched them?
Yeah, they haven't fully integrated Siakam yet. Siakam, the same way you feel about OG defensively, Siakam is that probably a little bit more because he's guarding your 4 through 1.
Yeah, but I'm not asking him to be my top 2 guy. That's the difference with OG. OG, you're not asking him to be your top 2 scorer. You're just plugging him in and making him a cog in the system.
Right.
You're not retooling the wheel.
But I mean, I don't think
Last point, bro.
Indiana's gonna have to retool the wheel. I mean, Halliburton's still gonna be the head of the snake, and everything else is gonna fit in around it. Siakam is gonna give you another option where he can go eat without Halliburton, which is exactly what they needed. Somebody who can go get their own food.
we headed into the fourth quarter. I changed the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Austin Rivers made comments about Bronny James and possibility of playing with his father. Austin Rivers said he didn't really like that. It's too much pressure on Bronny. And I'm paraphrasing here. And Steven Jackson responded by saying he's trash. The situations don't compare. Your daddy ain't Bron. Why is Steven Jackson going at Austin Rivers like this?
Stack must not like Austin Rivers.
He must not.
Everything that Austin said was 100% correct, and he would be the person to be kind of lead that conversation because he's been in a very similar situation, and I think he's 100% correct. Like whatever he was in the league or didn't accomplish, it is what it is. Austin Rivers was the #1 prospect in the country coming out of high school. Went to Duke, didn't have the best freshman year, but he was still a one and done lottery pick.
I remember
He
that
was
game
nice. He was
winner.
like 14 in college, and 14 is cool.
He was #1 prospect coming out of high school, supposed to be the #1 pick. Didn't translate to such, but he was still a lottery pick. Guys who had great expectations. At this stage in their careers, Bronny is not as good as what Austin Rivers was.
Agreed.
So I get what his comparison was. So what he was saying was that, I've been in that same situation and came to play for my dad. I understand the pressures attached to that. And And I'm saying that, and I was the number one prospect coming out of high school. I did have all these, expectations coming. Bronny's not going to have any of those things. And what he's saying is that people still attached, you're only here because of your dad. Not that I was the number one prospect coming out of I was the number one player in the country coming out of high school. Bronny, you weren't that. So you're going to have those same things. They're going to have even more reason to say, you're only here because of your dad.
Yeah, word.
They said that about him, and he was the number one player in the country. Any other scenario, nobody would say that about him. You were supposed to be him. So I get what he was saying, and his comparison truly made sense. So Stack he must have got something. Maybe they played together. He must not like ball.
I got a totally different thought process on what Stack was really trying to do. I think Stack was trying. I have watched a lot of All the Smoke, and Stack is not a big Bron guy. I think Stack was using this moment to have people compare Austin Rivers and LeBron James' son, because we all looking at this, and nobody that has watched high school basketball from when Austin Rivers played to when Bronny played would say that Austin Rivers is not better. They would always say that. But with Stack saying, yo, like, he's better, it made everyone attack Bron's son. And that's what I got from this. That's the only thing I've really been seeing, was that Bron's son was getting attacked because they're saying he wasn't nowhere near as good. The response. Oh, no. That's not my point. I'm saying I think he said that to get people to attack LeBron's son. Because even Austin Rivers, he tweeted, he was like, yo, man, I don't even got to respond to this. Y'all responded for me. And that, if I'm trying to be an asshole, but I'm trying to be political about it, I think that's the end goal, was to do that. Because he's never liked LeBron.
I disagree.
You think so, bro?
I do too.
I follow Stack because I think Stack doesn't think Bron is the GOAT. Mm-hmm. He's one of those guys where he's a Kobe guy.
Right.
I don't think because I've seen him on his show give Bron great props for, bringing his friends along on his ride, you know what I mean, and talk about his longevity. Like, I think he genuinely respects Bron as a hooper because he speaks very highly of him. I think he is just, I'm a Mike Kobe guy over Bron. So I don't think that. I think you thinking a little way crazy.
I could be.
You're giving Stack too much credit. He's not that smart.
You don't think he's that smart?
It's not that smart. There's no way he came up with that diabolical plan in his head. Stack, man, and I watch a lot of All the Smoke too. Stack is turning into a bona fide hater, bro. Stack, and he's turning into a cornball.
Loser.
Like, listen, when Isaiah was on there, and Isaiah brought up the fact that he was the reason that Stack got his job back in the league, he had to remind Stack of that. And then the following, I guess Oak was on after Isaiah, and Stack was sitting up there laughing with Oak when Oak was trashing Isaiah. I was like, yo, you are a cornball. This guy got your livelihood back, and you sitting up here chuckling it up with this dude trashing the guy that helped save your career. That's when I was done with Stack. I think he was corny after that. And now with this Austin Rivers, Bronny stuff, it ain't had nothing to do with you.
Nothing to do with nothing.
Why did you chime in and go so hard at the ball? You must not like him personally for you to do something like that, to go out of your way to trash somebody that had an honest opinion that a lot of people agree with. And it's based on facts. And yeah, while they're not exactly the same situation, if anybody can speak from this experience, it is Austin Rivers.
Yeah,
and hell yeah, Austin Rivers was better than Bronny. Austin Rivers, like you said, was the number one player in the country. There's stories of Austin Rivers beating Paul Pierce one-on-one when he was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, KG
then KG was playing him with his shoes untied after that, and Austin started bombing on him. He said, let me tie my shit up. I got to get serious. Mm-hmm. Like, Austin was that guy for real.
Yep.
And Austin was mad when KG beat him. Mm-hmm. He expected to beat KG. That's how good Austin Rivers was.
Yes.
So for Stack to hate on this guy I don't get it. I don't understand, and I just think it's whack. I think Stack is in Shaq category to me right now.
Yo, Stack has in his mind had an imaginary Hall of Fame career. Yo, because he thinks very
I love him
highly
as a
of
player.
himself. Like to him, yo, the league just didn't rock with me, because if the league rocked with me, I would be on the same level as Brian and them. Like that's what he feels.
I loved him as a player.
Like he
I
was
can't
a
stand
dog.
him as a
He was
podcast.
a role player.
Well, the thing, he just be doing a lot of corny shit. Like when he
Corny
went to
shit,
Chicago and he over here like, yo, checking in with young niggas. I'm like, yo, you grown. Like you not even like 30 grown. You like grown. Like
Right.
like what do you do? Like he be just doing a lot of weird stuff.
What you call him? The damn near half a man.
Half a man.
Like what are you doing? Like yes, and I just be looking like if it's not what I first thought, it's only for engagement, and it's just the only issue I have with it is like everyone's been trying to pile up on LeBron, son. Like everybody's waiting. Like
Certain people.
No. Certain people, but those certain people are loud.
You're right.
And they signal everyone else. That's the thing. Like they won't say, "Yo, man, he had a heart attack," 3 weeks before the season, but they'll be like, "Yo, he don't start, motherfucker."
No pass, right?
But,
No,
motherfucker,
we're not gonna let you rev up and figure it out.
No, not before your first college game. So like even if I'm like, "Yo, look, I think Bronny's son is good." Now, is he lottery? No, cool. But I think he's good. Maybe a couple years into college and, he can get it together. But I'm like, but people are waiting.
From the Fed.
They are waiting. And it's like double dutch. You ever see motherfuckers just jump? Like, you see, they are waiting for that. Every time I see like a highlight, they're like, yo, Brian has 7, 4, and 3. What do y'all think about him? And I'm just like, I know what they're trying to do. So I just think if there's not what I said first, it's jumping dogpiling on that and trying to get the engagements that way, because somebody's going to get attacked anytime you bring that up. And it's just crazy to me that like the hate that Brian gets transferred that easily.
It
is crazy.
It reminds me of, remember, who was the big bull me, you, Squirm used to always be cool with?
5X.
5X. I remember when me, Squirm, 5X, snowstorm, we just got done hooping. We walk in the Squirm crib and we walking along the fence, snow everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And me and Squirm walking and we just waiting for him to fall. Because we want to laugh, because we know you about to fall. We know you going to slip. And that's what it's like. Like, yo,
shout out to Squirm.
We waiting for you to fall. We waiting for you to fail so we can say it's Brian's fault, or you shouldn't have named him after you. Like, we waiting so we can attach whose fault it is, because Austin ain't do nothing but try to warn
That's
him.
a
Like,
hell of an analogy.
Don't allow him to.
How'd you come up with that?
Because that shit was funny as hell.
Nigga named 5X is crazy.
5X.
5X.
AKA the world.
But yo, like,
They definitely
Austin didn't have no. He wasn't trying to be, he was trying to put hate on the ball. Now he was just saying, yo, be cautious. Like, I've been in that same situation before, and I know what it feels like. Brian, you shouldn't play with him because everybody's going to attach. He's only here because you. Let him find his own way.
Yeah.
And that's all he was saying.
Yeah. And honestly, most people don't, like, you give yourself too much credit. Motherfuckers ain't listen to what he said. They saw a clip or they saw a couple words and they just jumped on it.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised, now that y'all might have talked me out of my first point, but I wouldn't be surprised if Stack just seen the little clip and was just like, got him.
Yeah.
Like
trash.
Yeah. I'm sure
scrub.
he might have just seen someone say, yo, Austin Rivers don't think that he should play with that, and then he just jumped on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But and again, like once you do that, like people already been trying to hate on Bron's son already. So like once you get they're just gonna go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it only takes, because everyone's waiting. It's a very loud silence. It's very loud silence.
It's like on the sports shows, they don't even like talking about Bronny.
No.
Because they don't want to come off as the hater. They don't really report on him all crazy.
It's like that Josh Giddey situation.
Until they can. And when they can, they will.
Are on his ass.
You know what I mean?
It's just the same. It's a loud silence. There's a big ass elephant in the room. He's sitting right there.
Right.
And they just waiting. And you could see it. The only thing that's saving them is Juju. Juju is taking a little bit of the edge off. But I promise you, they are waiting. They are and I'm talking about it's going to be loud.
And Juju ain't even saving them because when Juju go crazy, they say, well, she better than Bronny.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they don't even talk about USC that much because the other bull, Caleb, ain't really panning out as much as people would have thought because he's supposed to be a lottery pick.
See, I don't think I've seen many kids go to college.
Yeah.
Don't have the tremendous numbers at college, come to the league and be fine.
It's a different
I don't
game.
think Brian is going to be I don't think Brian's going to be a superstar. I think he's going to be a good NBA player, maybe a role player, maybe backup, or maybe he can be a serviceable wing player on a decent. I think he'll be fine.
We and you had this conversation when we were playing LA Fitness. I was like, the difference between players now and the players maybe when Austin even played is you don't see a bunch of gaudy numbers as much. The difference is that these kids know how to play with talent. Before, it was one talented kid was on the team, and that's the guy. So if he didn't pan out, it's because he couldn't do nothing else. I can trust Bronny to not be the offense ran through, and he can do everything else. He gets steals, he gets you rebounds, he can block shots, he can do everything else. Like being able to play with talent is a talent in itself that a lot of people I don't think give a lot of credit to.
It's important because it reminded me of Wag and his son, right?
Correct.
Wag was
That's what we were talking about.
Wag would drop 40, 50 a game. That's what it was. That's what required for them to win. But Wag had average guys on him, average high school guys on the team.
And I don't even know if they're average.
His son has played with D1 talent his entire career. So even when he gets to the league, maybe he's not the superstar anymore.
Right.
But you can fall into a role player position because you played with other talent before.
Yes.
You played a role before versus you being the only role you played is I got the ball in my hands and I can take any shot I want.
Right. And that was what we talked about. And he was just like, man, you don't see these kids with gaudy numbers like they used to. And I was like, yeah, but the game is different. These dudes are linking up now.
Right.
So it's like you can't be the only guy because the league ain't set up like that. You're not going to come into the league and, Harden, get off the ball. Yo, Luka, get off the ball. That ain't how it going. So you got to find a spot.
Right.
So that's how, I'm just waiting, though. I know they're waiting. They are waiting, man.
They definitely waiting. That's the end of the fourth quarter. We are now headed into the OT. Ray, what's the OT for today, man?
The OT is going to be 50-50 relationships. 50-50 relationships. Do you believe in it? Should it be 50-50 relationships? And I guess attached to that should be, it's the concept of the normal marriage. Is that a thing in today's society?
So what? All right. So real quick, and we can make it quick. What's considered a 50-50 relationship?
I guess 50-50 would be considered 50-50. Exactly what it says. Like, yo, I'm paying half, so you pay half. So whatever our bills is $4,000 for the month, and I pay $2 and you pay $2. We equally down the middle.
All right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I think the whole 50-50 thing is always misconstrued because I don't know anybody that'd be like, all right, yo, look, every bill, everything. So from eating out to rent to light, yo, you're gonna pay this and you're gonna pay that. More time. I mean, you might know some, but I'm talking about the talk, like the actual talk. The talk comes from, is it 50-50 because you might split big bills? Or, yo, I'll pay 70% of the bills, but you do more of the housework. You know what I'm saying? That's always the issue that I'm sure that's what most people are really talking about. And it's not, yo, you're itemizing every single bill and it's this and this.
Right.
So that's when I like to ask people that specific question. Yeah, we do know outliers on both ends. We know dudes that be like, yo, look, I ain't paying nothing. She paying everything, whatever. You know, dudes that be like, I pay everything, or the things that I mentioned. So for me, I always looked at 50-50 was he's paying more because he's making more and she's doing more of the housework because she's doing that. Like, I never really had an issue with that, but
I seen a guy, millionaire,
mm-hmm.
and he came on a show, and I guess whoever he was with at the time, she's well off as well. They're both well off,
okay.
And whatever they just bought this mansion or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful house, right? And he was like, "Yo, we both split this. We both pay half of this mortgage. We both split everything down the middle because, I want her to have as much of a say as I have." Right. If I'm paying for everything, I make the final decision. She can have an opinion, but I make the final because I'm paying for everything. And I also want to send a message to, they had a daughter that, you don't have to depend on anybody. You know what I mean? You carry your own weight. So this is coming from someone who money wasn't it. He's like, I'm a millionaire. I can pay for everything if I chose to. I just decided that we should split it down the middle. At the end of the day, whatever works for y'all, if it works for y'all, it works for y'all. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, if you're doing it right, if you're married, y'all together, y'all have a joint account, it's coming from the same pot. What does 50-50 come into play? You know what I mean? Right. So it's kind of...
And that's always been my thing. I'm like, for one, I never understood if I'm marrying a woman, I got my girl, you know what I'm saying? So regardless, her opinion matters to me probably more than anyone else's.
Right.
I don't care what I make. If I make way more than she do, or if I make way less, her opinion matters to me the same. It still matters because that's the person that I'm in this with. We go on to war every day, you know what I'm saying? We raising our son together. So it's like, I look at money as something that needs to be made, but the respect is always going to be there. You have to lose that. Money's not going to get the respect from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like money don't make me a man because anyone can make money.
All right, today's society, right? So today's society, they kind of go hand in hand in today's society.
I don't agree with that. I think a lot of people not only live a lie, but I think a lot of people be living on the internet.
I think you live on the internet. I think that's the energy being, today's women, y'all women, these younger women, right?
Right.
You turn on the radio, you listen to City Girls, you listen to Mega Stallion. What are they promoting? Niggas don't deserve no, you know what I mean? That's what's being put out in the airways. That's the energy put out. So these women move in such a way where
but they be lying.
If a man ain't got blah, 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 he's not to be considered, you know what I mean? B, what's your thoughts? 50-50 Blair. I know you probably got some strong feelings.
I don't like this topic because it's gonna get me in trouble.
Listen, don't let her listen to this episode.
No, not her. Not her. Listen, I'm lucky.
Right.
I'm lucky because I was fortunate enough to marry a go-getter. Right. Like it was gonna be split. We're gonna be a team regardless. Mm-hmm. Because that's just how she is. That's just her makeup. So I've been fortunate in that regard. Unfortunately for the younger generation coming up, it's not the case. You always hear what do you bring to the table conversations and questions like that, which is unfortunate. Like you said, I love the point that you make. Money don't make you a man.
Right.
It doesn't, but unfortunately, perception is reality. And the perception is if you don't have money, if you are broke, you are indeed not a man. To a lot of these women out here, I want to say to the majority of them.
So,
how many times do you scroll on your timeline and you see a real man does it, or real man does that? Notice that men ain't making those quotes. It's not men posting that. It's women posting that. And it's an unfortunate situation that men are in right now, especially younger men. It's a lot of pressure on them. It's why the suicide rate going up all crazy. It's why people losing their minds, because we got this false sense of what we got to do to become men, not just for ourselves, but for our family. Like, it's so much pressure on us as providers, as protectors, and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't really fuck with this topic like that.
So real quick, all right, so I'm gonna stick on the topic of, so we're talking about social media scrolling timeline. These motherfuckers are lying. All right,
they are.
All right, so they're lying. Everything on social media, they're lying. These chicks say they don't date these kind of men. They lying. They have that much information on the dude that they don't like because that's their type. They are lying. My issue is stop, get offline. Go outside and talk to these women. You would be surprised at all the chicks that claim that this is a real man. They ain't even got half of the stuff. They don't even have the stuff to tell you what you should have. But a lot of times people live online and they see that and they're like, dang, yo, that's what she wants because that's what she deserves. Dog, they are lying. they're lying. All right. They're not telling the truth. All right. These chicks are lying. You hear them say like, oh, I don't take back anything. They're lying. All right. They're lying. There's a reason why she has so much information on the type of man that she says she don't like. She's lying. All right. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to get money, because if you got a good woman, you gonna want to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Look, we all dads. You know what I'm saying? Like with my son, like when my girl needs something, like I like for her to just be like, yo, like she ain't gotta ask someone. Like she can go get it. I like that feeling. But like I was that dude, and I didn't have a lot of money when I was in college, but it was still respect. But I didn't meet her online and was just like, all right, she said I had to make six figures or something. Like I think a lot of that just be lies, and a lot of people just gotta go outside. Like if you meet these chicks on like outside like social media, you be like, wait, she's not like that. She don't even look like that. First off,
Word.
Right.
You're gonna be like, you don't even look like that. That's one. But two, you be like, wait a minute, I see 3 of your exes. Why are you? What kind of when did you have these standards? You talking about bare minimums, and you didn't get that from none of the men you dated.
Yo, when did the bar change? Because you was everything you say you don't like. That's all your kid. You got 2 baby dads, and they fit that description versus what you talking about you want.
You ain't got child support the last 2 years. You talking about you need a 6-figure earner. Like,
no, they'll say, and then their counter will be like, I learned from my mistakes. I want better for myself now.
I bet you do. I bet you do want better for yourself. But again, like, I think a lot of dudes, now I will say.
All right,
go ahead.
Let me ask this question then. Let's just clear it up then. I gave you the scenario of the guy who was well off, and he said that, yo, we should still split because of XYZ, right? You're well off. You want her, are you paying everything, or should it be split 50-50?
So I've had this tell my girl. I was like, yo, if you don't want to work, like, I'll make it happen. But her issue is she's like, I want to work. I want to do things. I have stuff that I want to do. She wants to be a coach. You know what I mean? So the option is there because I love her and I have no problem doing that. My whole thing is the respect is if you want to do it, that's fine. But your opinion will always matter because I'm allowing you to be in this.
You're in a position to pay for everything.
No. I'm with you.
Yeah. What are you doing? Are you paying for everything and she doesn't pay for anything?
So for me, if she's working, I'm never paying for everything.
All right, babe.
That's my issue.
Same question.
If I got everything I need,
you got everything. You find you're very well off. You can pay for everything.
I'm paying for everything,
and she don't have to pay for nothing.
She
her
don't
money
have
just
to pay
hers.
for nothing. She don't got to work. Never.
So
again.
all right. So y'all don't. So basically, what you're saying is you don't believe in the 50-50. 50-50 is not a thing. It's only if y'all need to. And it makes sense. Like we're as black men, right?
Right.
You're up against generational poverty.
Right.
We're digging out of holes that were
set hundreds of years ago.
When you got on your family tree, eventually you're going to find someone who was owned by someone else, right?
Right.
We didn't have the head start to some other people had, right? So this hole we're climbing up, it takes 2 people to
Neil,
climb
we
out
ain't
of this
talking
hole.
about you, Neil.
Listen, what's his last name? Me look him up and see. But I'm just saying, it takes 2 people to climb out of this hole.
Yeah.
I came from Italy. I just want to say that. Okay. I came from Italy. 1947.
They were the main perpetrators over there.
Oh, shit. Why did I even talk? Go ahead, Bert.
Y'all have any birds underneath?
Yeah. It's going to go viral. That's crazy.
It is February. It is February, whatever you guys think.
Shout out. But yeah, no, I do think it takes 2, but my definition of 50-50 isn't always a money thing. Like, just making money ain't going to make your household good because you're going to have to raise your kid. You're going to have to make sure the house is clean. You're going to have to make sure, you know what I mean, your girl's emotionally good. You're going to make sure your man's emotionally good. You're going to have to make time, you know what I mean, to make sure that y'all, you know, have dates and have dinner and talk and all that. So it's like, when not y'all, but like when social media tries to label a man just about money, I always fight against that because like anyone can make money. You get a stud that make money. Is she a man? Like what? No, she's not. But if you make it so that my man has to make this and that's your only requirement, well then guess what? You're gonna be bought, and then you're gonna realize, damn, he don't care about me at all. Right. He's just treating me like an object, which is what you're gonna be.
Right.
And I never wanted that, regardless of whatever money I make. The respect has to always be there. And if the respect not there, then we don't got nothing. Because the money can be made. I can go get another job. That's nothing. That's never been nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make more because, you know what I mean, I wanted my girl to work a job that she wanted to work. Now she had to work. She was working one job. She was like, I don't really want to do this. I was like, yo, quit. I got it. It's fine. It's whatever. Like, until you find something that you want to do, I got it. It's fine. It's whatever. But she earned that, and it was always respect. But I feel like a lot of people just be on social media lying. Like, go meet them in real life. Go ask her to show a picture of the last two exes, and then let me know.
When all the filters is off and you can't hide behind the keyboard.
Yeah, you might not even know who she is. Right. Like, oh, what? You ever seen the Eddie Murphy joint? He took all the I'm gonna get you sucker when he took the leg off and the hair and the makeup off. Looked like a bald dude. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it just be lies.
Also, it's like, even if you meet that person in public and their money is just their entire life, you also are like, you're fucking gross.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You're just
like,
a prostitute at that point.
Yeah, you can't even talk to me if you don't make this much. It's like, good.
But no one even talks like that in real life.
But when women get older, right?
Oh, here we go.
When women get older, the list changes. You know what I mean? When women are young, right? You're in high school, it's, oh, you play sports, you're cute. But as they get older, that list of things that, what I'm looking for in a guy, you're cute kind of moves down the list, and how much money you make kind of, those things kind of go higher on the list.
They know the women for. Well, I ain't didn't know the women, so you know what I'm saying? Anybody older than me, I'm cool.
Right.
Somebody has that joke of just like, as the dude is going up, she's coming down.
Right. Yeah.
Well, priority's always going to change. I mean, even dudes at a certain point, you're going to be like, yo, I don't want a girl that don't got nothing. But rarely does any girl have nothing, or any man doesn't have nothing. Maybe they don't have enough to be like, oh, I can't take vacation 3 times a year.
Right.
But again, that's social media. Them motherfuckers be lying too. They be selling pussy over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't be living on social media. Yo, get off the internet. Go talk to these women in real life. I promise you, they're way nicer than they are on social media. I promise you.
Subscribe to High IQ Basketball and watch this stuff.
Fact.
Don't.
I'm gonna put this joint on Twitter. They going, yeah, I mean, but I just think that a bunch of people just be lying, man. That's really what it is. They lie. And they're putting on this false, mask that, I make all this money and then they can't touch me if I got the...
Yeah.
Between dating apps and social media, you feel bad. You just feel bad always.
Right.
Come on.
And we're going to leave it there. The girls lying, Shaq lying, everybody lying. Stack lying, everybody lying. It's been High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. Neil, thanks as always. Nick, thank you for coming through, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping through. And we'll catch y'all next week. Later. Yeah. If you're going to a baby shower and you need a gift, I have the perfect solution for you. Go to Honeybee Cakes on Macari. Honeybee Cakes specializes in affordable diaper cakes. They make the perfect gift for the new addition to the fam. Search Honeybee Cakes on Macari today. Hey everybody, this is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh or Get Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
I'ma have to tie up my Nikes for this one. I'ma go for like a quadruple double. I'm playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. If fortune favors the bold, that's why I keep on just winning. If timing is just the essence, then I'ma keep on just spending. I'm worth a couple of bucks, shout out to Antetokounmpo. Dropping in Bebo facts that's seeping into your bloopers. Advising like Tony Kukoc, we getting into it mucho. Directing all these plays like my name was Tony Russo. Ballin', that's how we do so. I'm going in for the win. Penetrate the lane like we way back in 2010. I'm stomping straight in my Timbs. The basics just like I'm Tim. I'm dunking on you haters. A poster is where you live. It's magic all in my wrist. That Curry, we going swish. It's showtime like the 80s. Basketball is where we live. I'm highly gifted and skilled. I'm going in for the kill. The game is on the line. Raymond Byrd, hey, yo, what's the deal? Pass it to Brian Isley. I bet he probably surprised me. High IQ basketball is just showing it's not a hobby. Playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose, you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose, you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.